Hello everyone, my name is Emily and welcome back to my channel. So today is January 26th of 2025. I thought better late than never. It's time for my 2025 ins and outs. If you don't like what I have to say about my ins and outs, feel free to continue doing them, especially if it's something that I said was out. You know what? Don't let anyone be a hater in your life. Okay, so my first in is gonna be physical media. So it's gonna be like CDs, vinyls, records, journals, and even newspapers. So my boyfriend and I were at a coffee shop in downtown Dallas and we actually saw a newspaper of like current events, and we don't get regular newspaper just delivered to our door anymore. Something that's out, influencers calling cleaning quote unquote resetting. So I think of like decluttering or organizing as a reset, but when you're just simply cleaning or tidying up, I don't think that warrants calling it a reset, since you're not really like resetting your place, you're just cleaning. In budgeting and being very conscious of what you're spending in 2025. I think that buying things in moderation is totally fine, but I believe that overconsumption is genuinely just awful. And I honestly think that if you're mindful of what you're buying and how much you're actually spending on those websites, I think it can be very powerful. And so yeah, I think that budgeting is a great tool. Parasocial relationships between any level of like famous person and the average everyday Joe like me. So in my opinion, online stan culture has kind of gotten way too out of control. A lot of people in certain fandoms and really fandoms everywhere feel so entitled to know everything about like their favorite celebrity or influencer, YouTuber, streamer. I have just seen it gotten way too out of hand. I do follow a certain, YouTube group, and they're a content creation group, and I have seen so much stuff on Reddit, and it's all like rumor based. None of it is factual. It's literally just maybe a few people, spreading rumors, whether they're positive or negative, and I just think that that is so out. We need to leave that in 2024 for sure. Another thing that is going to be third spaces. So if you don't know what a third space or place is, it's essentially just like a social space that is separate from work and home. So this used to be like the bar for a lot of people. It can be like if you play tennis court, rock climbing gym is personally me and my boyfriend's. There's also pickleball courts. I know that's a thing that people like to do now. Even like the movie theaters or something like that. Something that is just a third place away from work and home, and I think that is really nice, especially when, we're in the day and age of remote working, so a lot of people do like hybrid or they work remote from home, and I think that can be very good just to kind of like reset your mental space, meet new friends, hang out with friends, things like that. And my last out is gonna be disliking something that suddenly becomes mainstream. Something that I can give a good example of is honestly TikTok. I remember when it transitioned from Musical.ly to now it's known as TikTok. A lot of people really hated on it because they were trying to say that it was kind of like trying to replace Vine and like all of these things, when Vine, in my opinion, is completely separate app. It will always hold its nostalgia value, but TikTok is just something very different. So those were my ins and outs for 2025. You should comment below and let me know what maybe some of your ins and outs are for 2025. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to click the thumbs up button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am planning on making more YouTube videos and more content. I am trying to get back to it, but I am not only in grad school, but I also work full time. So it's something that's kind of different. I am thinking of starting to do maybe some little like vlogs here and there when I go places, so I'm definitely thinking of that. Thank you for watching my 2025 ins and outs video, and I will see you in the next video.